Tonight, put your hands together for Mr. Cyrus Leddy.
Hi everybody. This is too tough. It's a tough act to follow. I'm not going to be doing any of that. What I am going to be doing is reading to you the first chapter of a 1,000-chapter epic fantasy adventure novel that I'm writing called God Loves Courage. It is true that in the land of Acor there was a king, Pasquale Bon Hamza, who lived in a castle that stuck out like a chicken foot out of the land, like this. The castle was surrounded by great dome-shaped hills that some people said contained all the secrets of all the kings and queens that had ever lived, and people would go to it hoping for ancient guidance. And it was said that one day a scientist would come and explain that dead people's thoughts don't live in hills, and everybody was just wasting their time. Now the king had a queen, Lenara Iceball, a lovely woman but sad, for the king was not good to her. His eye would wander and then other parts of him join the eye, and before long he was totally cheating her. The primary object of his attention was Frodskin, an attractive serving girl. Frodskin hated the king. She loved another man, Kolo, an attractive boot polisher. But Frodskin could not be with Kolo. She couldn't be with anyone, for the king had claimed her to be his, and his alone. And to fortify this, he rubbed his oiled body all over the sheets of her bed, which made them smell like the king, to show all that both the bed and the lady that slept in it were part of his sovereign territory. The queen decided that she would not tolerate this insult any longer. "I am of noble blood. I'm a vital, interesting lady," were things that she would tell herself. She was determined to see Pasquale punished. To aid this, she enlisted the services of her trusted horse. Animals can talk. Should have said that at the top. Horse, whose name was Terminator. Terminator loved his mistress and already harbored a grudge against the king ever since Pasquale had rubbed his oiled body over one of Terminator's favorite hay bales. And now he couldn't eat it or even look at it. He agreed that the king needed to die. So he went to his friend Corellian, the pig, for help. Now Corellian was the smartest animal in all the king's stables. He knew that if they were to kill Pasquale, it had to look like an accident. So he took him to a bunch of bees and asked them if they wouldn't mind making some honey to spread on the king's bread. Oh, and they asked if they wouldn't mind making that special batch of honey that's an untraceable poison and also a possible flesh eating. Which is something that real bees can do in real life. The bees said, "Sure, why not?" And the horse and the pig gave him 10 golden flowers as a payment. Now the friends had their weapon, and Pasquale's days were well and truly limited. But getting the honey to the king's table was not so easy. But here, it was Terminator's turn to have a clever idea. "I will kill a pig and line its insides with poison honey, and then they will cook the pig and feed it to the greedy king." And Corellian said, "Yes, good idea." Wait, what? And Terminator's hoof comes crashing down on Corellian's face, fucking exploding it. That's my favorite part of the story, by the way. Alright, then he and a squirrel went and got a funnel and they used it to drip the honey down into the pig carcass. Terminator couldn't do this himself because he didn't have hands. Then he sat on the squirrel. The cook was most impressed when he saw Terminator trotting into the kitchen with a honey pig in his jaws. "Hey, if other animals were as helpful as you," he said, "I can get some real work done around here." "Oh, I'm helpful, all right." But the cook didn't get the double meaning. So look, he just said, "Yeah, you're very helpful." What? That night, the king and the queen dined alone. Lenara had been warned not to eat the ham, but it was a moot point anyway, because Pasquale was so pleased with the taste of the food, he rubbed his oiled body all over it and claimed it as his property. Again. He ate the whole thing up and then went to go sleep with his girlfriend. The king thought he was doing an exceptionally good job sleeping with his girlfriend that night, but then Frodskin started screaming, my liege, your face is rotting away!" But the king thought that was just some sort of creative bedroom talk and kept going. "My liege," she screamed again, "your hair is falling out, see how it's come away in my hand?" But the foolish king refused to look, he kept going. "My liege," sobbed the poor girl, "your skin is bubbling and breaking, you're squirting a rancid black pus all over me, it sucks!" That actually sounds pretty bad, thought Pasquale. But he was almost there, if you know what I mean, so he thought he'd just finish and take a look at what she was talking about after. But by then it was too late. The skin fell away and Froskin found herself making love to a terrifying skeleton. Oh, fuck, a skeleton! Which continued to grind at her, although uselessly, for its penis had fallen off. It is true that people in towns as far away as Fernfire and Blattleblang heard Froskin's screams that night, and also something else. They heard laughter mixed in with the screams, a middle-aged woman's laughter, and also the laughter of a horse, and the cries of a pig. It was Corellian's mother, and she just found out their son was eaten. And she was pissed. That's the end of the chapter. Thank you.
Cyrus Leddy!